Come on, baby, there's nothing down here.
As horror fans, we love to discover new titles to enjoy, not to mention the ever-popular catchphrase, underrated. Maybe, with today's list, you'll discover both of those things with this video focusing on underrated horror movies that maybe flew undetected by your radar. Have you watched these films? Our first entry comes to us from 2023 and stars Lizzie Kaplan. Cobweb brings the weird vibes from the beginning and focuses on a young boy raised by overprotective parents who soon hears strange noises coming from the walls of his house. So the parents Carol and Mark are wound tight. Mark is definitely the dominant one in the relationship, and Carol seems like a 1950s housewife. When their young son Peter wishes to go trick-or-treating, his parents tell him no because of a local girl who had gone missing years prior. At this point, you could disregard their behavior as just wanting to protect Peter, but soon this mask is torn off and their real motives are revealed. With a teacher having concern for Peter and with him beginning to hear and see strange things happen in his house, this movie does follow themes we have seen before. Even if this movie isn't a trendsetter, the acting and pacing are very effective and makes for a creepy little movie. If you like movies that have something simmering under the surface just waiting to be exposed, this might be the one for you. Personally, I rate this movie 7 out of 10. It has a mystery waiting to be solved and a creepy ending sure to entertain. Okay, horror fans, here's one from everybody's favorite subgenre, Christmas time psychological horror. Better Watch Out is from 2017, and I must admit is far better than I thought it would be when I first hit the play button. The premise here sees 17-year-old Ashley babysitting for 12-year-old Luke, who has the hots for Ashley. So just like anyone looking to impress their crush, Luke employs his best friend Garrett, who you may recognize as the kid from The Visit, who gets the old dirty diaper to the face, to fake a home invasion with a shotgun to scare Ashley into Luke's arms. Well, this goes over about as well as a fart in church, and Ashley gets pissed. At this point, Ashley's boyfriend stops by and all hell breaks loose. Better Watch Out is full of action and brings some unique scares along the way. Not to mention, this movie is layered and has a lot of interesting twists. For the connoisseur of the sociopathic, unhinged holiday horror, this movie will make the perfect gift for you to watch. I give it a 7 out of 10 and highly recommend this one. Released in 2019, Villains is a dark comedy horror movie starring horror royalty Bill Skarsgård and Micah Monroe. This might be the most underrated movie on this list, and I can't figure out why. Personally, I didn't pay much attention to it myself until recently. I suppose you could say it is more of a thriller than a pure horror movie, but regardless, when I finally watched this one, I was blown away. The premise is similar to Cobweb, where the characters in this story aren't what they seem, and part of the enjoyment that comes from watching it is learning the true motives behind these characters. This movie follows two sets of couples, each with secrets to hide. Skarsgård and Monroe play thieves on the run, ready to be done with that lifestyle and excited to start a new life together. Before they can achieve this goal, however, they run into the other couple this movie focuses on, played by Jeffrey Donovan and Kira Sedgwick. It's a very funny dynamic watching all these characters come together, trying to be as normal as possible, when right under the surface their secrets are ready to boil over. I can't say enough good things about this film, it caught me by surprise. Acting is top-notch and the plot is interesting. It has comedy, horror, love, and heartbreak. I give this one a 7.1 out of 10 and highly recommend it. What's your thoughts on Villains? Have you watched this one? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. What happens when a normal, hard-working, dedicated, and mild-mannered man slips into a downward spiral of revenge and murder? Well, my friends, you get the underrated 2023 release of a movie called Walden. This one truly fits the bill for the term underrated, and I haven't heard anyone bring this one up. So as your friendly neighborhood horror fan, I feel it is my duty to shine some light on this forgotten gem. Walden, played by Emil Hirsch, is a courtroom stenographer. This man has to record the words of some of the most heinous people out there. That's exactly what he does one day, just like every other day, but this one sticks with him. On this day, he has to listen to the story of a man who abuses his own daughter in the worst ways imaginable, then murders her and burns her body in an oven. Walden passes out in court while listening to this horrible description. Almost like the sins of humanity have become too heavy of a burden for him to carry any longer. While this statement may ring true, the actual cause for his loss of consciousness is a terminal brain tumor that will eventually take his life. And with this news, something begins to change in Walden. He begins to question all the years of hard work and the kindness he has shown. What's the point of all this if criminals convicted of the worst crimes imaginable can be set free? It is here that Walden decides enough is enough. These people have to pay for their sins, and the unassuming stenographer is the man for the job. He will become the right hand of God and deliver the justice that the criminal system cannot. From here, the movie turns into a satisfying bloodbath of justice. I give this movie a solid 7.4 out of 10. If you want to see a movie that's a little off the beaten path, one that never gets talked about, do yourself a favor today and show Walden a little love.
Not exactly a pedicure, but...
This stylistic, unique horror movie is the latest to be released on this list. Dropping earlier this year, Presence is a movie that got some early buzz. However, with it being overshadowed by bigger blockbusters, I feel it deserves a spot on this list as a must-see, underrated masterclass in horror and suspense. Some may claim it's not horror, but at its core, it's a ghost story. So yeah, it definitely fits in the horror genre. With my rating of 7.6 out of 10, for me, this is one of the more enjoyable watches I've had recently. Don't get me wrong, it won't be for everyone. I had to get used to the way this one is shot. It's very original, but until you get used to it, it feels like you're half drunk watching this one. Just the way the camera angles are, but that adds to the story. Basically, like you're watching this story unfold behind the eyes of someone else. Starring Lucy Liu, this one makes the cut for me. The people who worked on Presence thought outside of the box and delivered a truly unique viewing experience. Everything done in this movie serves a purpose, and when the ending comes, everything finally fits together like a puzzle waiting to be solved. Okay, horror fans, there you have it. 5 underrated horror movies that deserve a little attention. What do you think of the list? Have you seen these titles yet? What's your opinion of them? I'd love to hear your take in the comments. Until next time, this is Planet Phobia signing off, and as always, wishing you good luck on your horror journey.